So it's a nice, rich
You see
stew.
that? Cool. Okay.
All right.
All right. And then we're going to get ready because we're going to make some salad, which interestingly is eaten after you eat the stew, not before, right?
That's correct. It helps digest.
So now we have the salad to toss.
It's hard to
Renee's
toss.
gonna
So we're going to toss.
So look at
this.
that. Hi, welcome to Cooking for All Seasons. This is Judy Keys, and today I have with me Renee.
Prieur.
I wasn't going to try to say it because I knew I would mess it up and I didn't want to do that. But Renee is here with me and he's French, can you tell? Okay, so he's going to be cooking with me today, and he's my friend, and he is, I don't know if you've seen Renee, but he is the manager of Trader Joe's in Morgan Hill. But over and above that, he has many other talents.
Yes.
And one of them is cooking, French cooking, of which he has perfected many dishes, and he's going to bring to you today cassoulet, right?
That's correct, right?
Cassoulet. Did I say it correctly? And this is one of his recipes from your mom?
It's a traditional French recipe.
Okay.
However, the version I'm doing is from my mom. Yeah.
Okay. And where were you born in France?
I was born in Rouen, in Normandy.
Okay.
That's where Joan of Arc was put to the stake, if you know your history. So.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's the town.
Okay.
And my mom was a chef, so since I was a very little kid, I had my little stool by the counter, and I was helping her cooking. So that's how it started.
But your dad was also
My dad was a butcher.
Hello. So you ate very well.
Very well.
Okay. So that was.
Well, the choices was to do the dishes or cooking. So my brother did the dishes.
Oh. Well, hey, everybody has to have a job,
That's right. That's right.
So not only does he cook, and not only does he manage and run Trader Joe's, he's also the wine. Aren't you the wine?
Yeah, we have a program of researching and finding the best deal on wine. So we have a panel that we do the tasting, and within that panel we make the decision on what we're buying in wine and so forth for the company.
So he's a wine.
So it's a tough job.
A wine guy. And also, over and above all that, previous to that, in his earlier years, he was a ice skater.
Oh yeah, the old days of ice skating.
Isn't that
Yes.
cool? I think that's just so cool because I've never met anybody. I mean, I know seen people who ice skate, but you ice skated for the Queen.
Well, I did. Yeah, I performed for the Queen 3 times. I've met Princess Di. Had tea with her.
Oh my goodness!
And
you know all the ice skating people, Peggy
ice
Fleming
skating,
and
yes.
and what Brian
Boitano, Scott Hamilton, Robin Cousins, you name them.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, they're all dead. It's a big family.
That's so neat.
And we're still in touch.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a big world out there.
So this is a man of many, many talents, and later on you're going to meet his wife, who is the recipient of all the good cooking, I think, and it appears, because I was talking to her, that not only does he do the shopping, he does the cooking too. So that's kind of fun.
But not the dishes.
Oh, but not the dishes. So, well, today, like I said, Renee's going to make for us a cassoulet, which is a traditional French. It's like a what would you say? It's a farm.
It's a very, very hearty stew type thing that you find generally in south of France. It's in the region of Toulouse. That's where the cassoulet was created. That's south of Bordeaux, between Bordeaux and the Spanish border. And It's obviously they use the ingredients from the region, and so the base is beans,
Okay.
which over there we call flageolet. So
I'm not going to enunciate or pronounce anything that's French because I don't have the roll for it, the roll of the tongue for it. So I don't want to mess up any words. What kind of beans do you use?
okay, the
this?
traditional beans they use is flageolet. So they're little green-like pale
Oh, they are.
beans.
They are. I thought it was
And,
more like a white bean, but it isn't. It's like
yeah.
this little. It's like a little tiny
Yeah.
pale green bean.
Yeah, and if you don't find them, you can go with pinto beans. They go very well, the same. If you also little white beans will work. I have a white beans are softer, so they will take less cooking time. So probably instead of 20 minutes for these, it will take about 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. So,
Sorry,
so that's the base.
Just playing with the bag. Those are cool. So where did you get those?
I got them in Carmel, in a little store in Carmel, Nielsen. That's a nice little
Well, you could
store.
probably get them online.
Online, yeah, you go online, you'll find those too. So it's
Or you could just go to France.
or go to France.
Yeah.
That's the best way.
Well, that was a good reason to go.
That's a good reason.
You could just tell your husband, look, if you want me to cook this for you, then you have to take me to France so I can get the beans. I mean, why not?
That's right. That's right. That's the way to go.
Okay, so what we did was because there's more. There's quite. This is a stew, basically.
It's a stew.
It's a stew.
It's a stew.
So there's a few steps to it. So what we did is the first thing that you do is that you put the beans in water.
Salted water.
Salted water, and
bring to boil
and you bring to a
for
boil.
about 20 minutes. Halfway through the cooking, you just add a roughly chopped white onion.
Okay, difference. White onion,
White onion.
not yellow.
Not
White.
yellow.
Okay.
White onion.
Which is a milder onion. White
a-
onions are milder onions, and actually, white onions, if you look, are actually around where we live. They're Mexican. They Mexican style of onions. They use a lot of those in Mexican cooking. So if you can't find them in your market, go to a Mexican market or one of the outdoor markets, and you'll see they're really white.
Yeah. And they generally come pretty big.
And they're big.
So one onion is enough.
But they're mild, so it's
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so then we cooked it, and then what we did was
Well, we can show this. We basically drained it. The water is in the bottom, and so we kept it because the water is going to be reused for later on the cooking. So
we call it
kept-
pot liquor.
Okay.
I don't know why, but in like New Orleans cooking and stuff like that, when you would cook greens or anything like that, you call that the pot liquor. I guess probably not in France. They probably don't call it.
No, we
pot
don't
liquor.
call it pot liquor, but that's okay. So the next step.
Next step.
We take the pan that we
this is
originally
really cool.
cooked in. Is we're gonna line the whole pan with bacon. So
This is diet bacon.
yes, this is diet bacon. Yeah, so we just go ahead and
Have you
line.
ever? I've never done this before. This is like a totally different recipe than anything
And,
that we've ever made.
It's
It's not difficult.
well, as you cook, it's gonna just kind of melt on the bottom. So therefore, that's when all the flavors are starting to bind together. So,
Ooh.
oh yeah. It's mainly covering just the bottom part.
So it's just, okay.
Yeah, we're not going to go to the side.
We'll,
We'll show that.
we'll show you when
There we
when
go.
So how many, what is that, about a half
It's
a
a
pound
whole,
or
yeah,
so?
that's just 12 ounces, the whole package. And basically, you just line like this. So once this is done, simple, we just put the beans back in.
Well, that's really a neat idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm equipped. So we're going to take the
He came
bean
with everything. He came with everything. It was amazing.
and we pour the beans in there. All right?
I
Once we
think
have
he took
that
a
done,
lesson. Immerting. Okay.
We don't forget the bouquet garni.
Okay. Okay. Bouquet garni, and what does this have in it?
Okay, this one has thyme and sage, because I like the little gamey flavor to the sage kind of brings out of the meat.
Okay.
The bouquet garni can be many things. You know, we can change it. It could be parsley, it could be marjoram, rosemary. So, but
So
for
it's kinda
this
like whatever is in the-
whatever is local in the area that
Or
the
whatever
dish
you grow
comes
in your
from.
garden,
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah, but this is kind of the traditional way to do it. Bay leaves.
Okay, these are bay leaves, and these are what they call laurel, and these are California laurel. Okay, difference between California laurel and Turkish bay. California laurel are stronger, and you will see in certain recipes where they'll actually say, they'll specify if California, use half, or they'll say Turkish bay, and which has a different, they just have slightly different flavor.
Slightly different.
That flavor of these laurel, you know, talk to your friends. If they have a laurel tree, use it. But remember, that's California bay, and it has a different. It's a little stronger than a bay.
Mm-hmm.
And those are not dry. Well, they're semi-dried, but they're not dried like you buy them.
Actually, that comes from a fresh tree.
Yeah.
And the
see?
branch is sitting on the counter.
Yeah, and that's cool. So if you have a friend that has a tree, snap that branch off. Don't tell them. Just sort of say, "Oh, it fell off," and take it home with you.
There you go.
It's kind of cool.
All right. After that, we're going to add the water that we had.
Pot liquor.
Yes, we're going to add all this in there.
Is that enough?
We're
No,
we're
what
probably
happens if you
gonna-
didn't have enough?
Well, we can add more water to it.
Oh,
We're probably
okay.
going to do that, but we're going to add
Oh.
more liquid as we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but we will add more
See,
liquid.
isn't that cool? So now you got the bacon at the bottom, and now you got the beans on the top, which hold the bacon down,
Exactly.
which is kind of interesting,
And all
really.
those flavors
And
are
then you
gonna
got that water in there, so then you're going to cook it, so the bacon's going to cook up through. You could
And-
use that technique in other things too.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
For
you
many
could.
things, yeah. And then we need garlic.
A little bit of garlic.
Just a little bit. And I like to just crush mine just to release all the oils. You know, it doesn't have to be all pretty, but, you know, we want that really rich flavor that garlic gives us. Come on. There. So, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know.
This is the way we cook.
That's right. So we'll add
So
all
you
this
just
to
put it
that.
all. Well,
all
it's like
in
going to
there.
cook for a while,
It's going to cook for 3.5 to 4 hours.
so the garlic will break out.
It will break out and it will just all blend together.
And actually, the garlic has a, I mean, different, you know, garlic is like, you know, the more you cut it up, the more you break apart the, you know, the cells or something.
Yes.
And so it has a different flavor, it begins to get a different flavor, and actually like that, it has a mellower, and it has a mellower flavor when you don't crush it all
Crush
up.
it completely, yes.
Yeah,
That's correct.
really.
We're going to have to add some more water. Okay.
This is fun. I really like this because, you know, for me, I'm always the one that's cooking, well, most of the time. And so for me, it's really interesting because I've never really cooked French food. Well, I mean, you know, I can make a few things, you know, I'll really have to look at the cookbook and do it, but I've never had somebody show me. So this is very interesting for me. I hope you guys are enjoying it.
And now it's just barely covering the beans.
Oh, okay.
Right, so
So
we're
that's
gonna-
the idea. So
Yeah.
if you don't have enough of the pot, I won't say it. If you don't have enough of the juice left from cooking the beans, just add enough water
I don't know
and
what,
to
just to cover.
Okay.
All right. So that's
Any more salt or anything like
no,
that?
no.
Nothing?
We have the bacon.
Oh, you have the bacon.
We have the
That's
bacon.
right.
So adding more salt later on, it's going to be too salty.
Oh,
so the
okay.
bacon is going to do its job.
Pepper?
Just pepper. We're going to add pepper, but what we're going to do is put a little bit of smoked paprika, Spanish smoked paprika.
This stuff's neat.
This is
And it's very smoky.
it's very smoky, very rich flavor. So we're going to add this to this.
And that's going to cook into the beans, and that's going to wait until it starts the aroma, because you can really tell when smoked paprika is being used.
And pepper, fresh ground pepper, black pepper. That's always the good thing. And now we're going to add the meat.
Ooh.
All right. So
is there like traditional type?
Yeah,
meats?
there's traditional, but you don't have to use all the meats that's normally in the dish. You can use only a few, but you can use them all if you want. There's chicken. There is, normally in France you get the smoked sausage, but we can't get those sausage over here, hence why I use the smoked paprika.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to use the hot Italian sausage.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it has those blended spice that you would find in a smoked sausage in France, so therefore the flavors will be very similar.
That's interesting. I wasn't sure. I didn't realize that the French eat very much sausage. I don't know why.
It's more, we do. It depends on which area in France you go. I mean, there's a lot of influence of which border is close to where you are. So you have the influence of those other countries.
Okay, so because you're closer to Spain,
you're going to have a little more spicy foods and
going on.
Exactly, exactly. The other meat, we have pork and we have ham. Sometimes you can add lamb as well.
That's what I.
Okay, so it's a choice, but we're going to go with these meats at this time. So we're just going to roughly cut all this in and we'll just add it to it.
How are we doing over there?
Oh, we're doing fine. It's coming up. So we'll roughly cut all this.
This is kind of fun. I mean, this would be like a great meal. And so it's really better like to cook it today and eat it tomorrow?
Yes.
Which is great, because if you're going to have company, you could, do it the day before, and then you don't have to worry about it. So it's like big hunks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not...
so you don't have to worry about chopping everything up in little tiny...
No. It's very simple. It's a now cassoulet it's become such a classic dish that you find in very sophisticated restaurants. But if they only knew how simple it is.
But when you eat it in fancy restaurants, is it as good because they try to make it so fancy and stuff like that? Or do
they still use the same old recipes.
Or do they dress it up too much and you sort of lose
sometimes they do. Sometimes they do.
So
we just pour it in there. Pour it in there. Very difficult, huh?
Looks like our kind of meal.
Yeah. So,
okay, now look at it. He's going to take this.
Well, we're going to take that away.
Because that was the chicken one.
That was the chicken.
And he doesn't want to mix his meats, washes his knife, because he didn't want to mix the chicken juice with the rest of it.
Just at the beginning, but it's all going to be cooked in a stew.
It's all going to be cooked, but it's just sort of a precaution.
It's a precaution,
Are we getting any heat over there?
No, we need a little more here. We're going to bring that up. And now we're going to go to the next one, and we're just going to go on and put all the meat as it goes.
So now I'm curious about the Italian sausage, because you use the one with the hot in it. Because you're closer to Spain, would that be the reason?
That would be the reason.
That
would be the reason of more spice.
More spice?
More spice. And then that, beans are kind of bland. There's not really anything to it. So I think adding more spice, and that's what makes the dish. It's going to all blend together. That's going to really create the dish. So we're going to continue adding all this meat. There we go.
So when you were little, was this like the Sunday meal, or is this a particular meal that was done at a certain time?
Generally, we cook, more in the fall and winter.
Okay.
We wouldn't really cook this in the summer. We got plenty of other beautiful dish to do in the summer.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
So, so that's.
Well, I tell you, I honestly have to say, when I was in France, oh my goodness, when I was in Paris, I mean, every other corner was a bakery. I mean, it was just incredible. I never saw so much. And, you know, then you go to these certain places and everything looks like a picture. It was just absolutely beautiful. It was just absolutely beautiful, you know? So,
Oh yeah.
so okay, so the next thing we're doing,
Is add the pork.
we're going to add the pork.
Okay. So same thing. You know, it's not
So what is this? This is
just boneless pork.
Okay.
Pork chop, boneless, nice and thick. You know, that way you have nice cubes going into the stew. All this is going to blend so easily in a dish that you're not going to see those big chunks anymore. It's going to be all nice and blended.
So by the time
naturally.
it cooks, is it like cooked down and then?
Oh yeah, it's cooked down. It's going to shrink. It's going to soften. It's going to shred a little bit. So
Oh, okay.
so it's going to be all not going to look like this. So. And
So
we
how
keep
many
adding-
people will this feed?
This feed between 8 and 10 people for me. You know, I like to eat.
So the last thing we're going to put in is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
ham.
It's the ham, but we're going to wait a little bit to put the ham, okay?
Okay.
Because the ham is already cooked.
Okay, so what we're going to do, so now this is done, and then this is going to be cooking.
This is going to be cooking, but before we put the ham, because the ham is the last thing I'm going to put in, I'm going to put a can of tomato juice, diced tomatoes.
Okay, now.
Simple, right there. And it's going to go right on the
Isn't
top.
that interesting? I mean, I just didn't think of France and tomatoes. I don't know why.
And that's it.
I just didn't think of France and tomatoes.
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of tomatoes.
I mean, in a
In dishes,
salad,
yeah.
but I just didn't think of France and cooking and
In the
tomatoes.
cooking, not too much, but we have a lot of it. We have stuffed tomatoes and things like that we do. That's really,
Cool.
yeah. And we'll let
Okay, you
this go
guys.
on.
Well, we're going to be, look at, can you tilt, let's tilt that so that he can see.
Well, I need to stir a little bit. And get all
Otherwise,
these
you're going to
colors.
just see the tomatoes sitting on the
Yeah. And it's going to start cooking a little bit there, yeah. So it's a nice, rich
You see
stew.
that? Cool. Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay, so we're going to put this on to cook on the stove, and then we're going to get ready because we're going to make some salad, which interestingly is eaten after you eat the stew, not before, right?
That's correct. It helps digest.
It's digestion. It's all about the digestion in France because you've eaten like pounds of butter in all of the pastries. See?
That's right.
So they want
It's all
you
that butter,
to make
yeah.
sure that you digest your food correctly. Okay,
That's
we'll be right back. Okay, well, we're back, and I have with me my mom, Lorraine, which is a nice French name.
That's true.
So, what are we going to make now,
We're
Mom?
making a wonderful salad, I understand. I'm anxious to see what all the ingredients are so I can duplicate it.
Well, it is a tradition to have the salad after the main course. Reason is it helps digestion, but it's also great for the flavor. It's refreshing, and then you can go on for the next course. It's very simple, and it's the traditional vinaigrette. So it's just what we have is we have some red and green lettuce that we have washed and drained nicely, and so that's it. Green salad.
Ooh.
Good.
So
Very
there isn't
simple.
like a lot of stuff in it. Like not a bunch of
No
tomatoes.
tomatoes, no nothing. It's just pure and simple. The key is the vinaigrette, and the vinaigrette is there's all those salad dressing that's out there that I don't understand anything of it. A good salad is a simple vinaigrette, you know, and all you need is olive oil. Good, nice, strong, extra virgin olive oil, very important.
Okay, can I ask you a question? I have a question. Okay. Olive oil in France is usually very light.
That's correct.
It's like it's very delicate.
Very, very delicate.
And the difference between that and the like Italian, which is a little heavier, Greek, which is a little greener, you know, the olive oil in different countries is different. But I did find that that olive oil, the French olive oil, was lighter and delicate, very delicate. You don't cook with it.
You don't cook with it. I do, but
But I mean, technically,
no.
you don't, because
Technically
it's
you
like a
don't.
finishing.
It's a finishing
It's like
touch.
a finishing.
And that's
oil.
perfect for a nice vinaigrette.
Okay.
And,
But I mean, this is this is good.
This is the one I get at Trader Joe's. It's the President's Reserve. That's
you go to
really.
Trader Joe's?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's fancy.
I have to thank Trader Joe's because they are being our sponsor today, and they have, so I have to thank them. I have to thank you.
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
pleasure. My pleasure.
But they are my sponsor. They're always very, very nice to me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. It's food. And I use the white balsamic vinegar. In France, we don't really use white balsamic vinegar. We use just a basically white wine vinegar. However, I love this.
I love that
I
vinegar.
love
I
this
have
stuff.
to say that. I love that vinegar, and you know what? You're one of the very few places. I know. But you're one of the very few places that carries white vinegar. However, I will say you have to put that in the refrigerator.
I never do. It doesn't last that long.
It doesn't. But if you don't use it all, you have to put it in the refrigerator because I did notice that it doesn't stay as long as long as. And I don't know whether it's because it doesn't have a lot of preservatives in it or
There's
something.
no preservative.
It just doesn't.
simple.
It doesn't stay as long. And we were making the cassoulet, and one of my crew members brought up the thing of the paprika, the Spanish paprika, the smoked paprika.
Yeah.
Now you got that at. I know we have to say where we got it because otherwise people won't know. We got it. You got it at Silvertop, which is there are numerous places. I think they actually are. They're in Carmel. They're in Santana Row. They're out in Los Gatos. But you can look that up. And actually, when I put your recipe up, I'll the things that I think that are difficult for people to find, and that's one of them.
That's one of them.
Because it is kind of it's not really a delicacy, but it is a little bit different. It's not regular paprika.
Yeah.
It's definitely different.
Oh,
and
definitely.
once you get it, you can use it. It's really good for barbecue chicken and marinating, a lot of different things. So you should try it. It's smoked Spanish paprika. Which is different than Hungarian paprika.
Yeah, much better quality.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh yes.
But it is different.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, on. Go ahead.
All right. So we're going to do this vinaigrette, not by the numbers,
Okay.
because
okay.
that's not the way it's done.
You mean pay sharp attention.
Yes.
So he's just gonna pour.
For the amount of salads we have, it's a kind of a ratio that I've been using all my life. So you got to really pay attention.
Okay.
All right. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There.
Oh.
Oh, that's difficult.
Okay. Well, that would be
All right.
okay.
Okay. And now we're gonna go with the vinegar. And very difficult there. You gotta pay attention very carefully. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.5.
Oh.
It's the half
All
that
right.
does it, I think.
Gotta be careful there. Obviously, I generally never use salt.
No.
I rather have my guests add the salt if they like more salt.
Oh, okay.
So I really don't need to, but black pepper definitely. So we'll put some black pepper in there. And that's basically it.
So is this
it.
what they do in France?
This is what they do in France. Every household in France will do that.
And they do it right in the bowl, which is
Okay,
kind of
right
cool.
in the bowl. Okay,
Oh, that's
but there's the
terrific.
main ingredients that comes before the salad. This is a blend of onion, shallots, and garlic. Okay. Generally, we use only the shallots. Shallots really brings the whole thing together.
I like shallots.
So, but this is a great blend that I got at Trader Joe's.
Ooh.
And it's already all chopped off, ready for you. It's beautiful. It
that's
smells great. Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Oh, yeah.
It smells
that's
great.
good.
So, and it's perfect. It really blends very well with the. So you just be generous with it. It's not. And all we have to do
Like
now.
if you're in a rush or something like that, it's really kind of nice to have something that's already
Yeah,
done for you.
exactly.
And if not, you get yourself a shallot and you chop it up and you put it in.
That's
You know,
it. So
it's
it has a
not-
nice
Oh,
greenish
that's
color.
terrific. Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a little oily,
And
but it's
actually,
light.
this is kind of diet friendly.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. I mean, this is very healthy food.
Yeah.
And all we have to do is
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question. Do you sometimes put mustard in it?
we can put mustard in it. That would be more the Parisian style.
Okay, and this is
Okay.
what the
Just Dijon mustard, one teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and then you stir. You create a little emulsion with the vinaigrette.
Okay.
And that's all. Okay. And that's the only difference. You know, you can take other version of this. You take that base, and for example, if I want to do a salad niçoise with, tuna or anything like that.
Oh, that's my
then
daughter's favorite.
I use the same base vinaigrette, but then I will add capers.
Oh.
Yeah. And normally what I do is I put the tomatoes right at the beginning, and I stir the tomatoes.
Can you say what kind of salad is it?
The salad niçoise.
Salad niçoise. I can never.
Maybe we'll do another show for that.
Yeah. And
That's a spring one.
really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good summer spring salad.
Oh,
that
yes.
really
Oh,
is.
And that's a meal on its own.
Yeah.
That's a meal
And
on
it
its own.
tastes really good
Actually,
in
that's
it.
what we had last night for dinner.
And it's healthy.
It's very healthy, especially when you have the anchovies inside.
Yeah.
Fantastic, yeah.
Oh, I have anchovies too.
Yeah. So, and you just put the salad in there, and that's it. You're done. We'll just toss that, and we'll be ready to eat.
Fantastic.
I never cut
That's
the lettuce, by the way. Just tear it. That's it. Very
And then you
simple.
just then
you're ready for
actually you
cheese.
can like leave the dressing at the bottom
Yeah.
and have it all ready, and then when your guests come, you can just toss it.
Toss it.
And you don't have to like
have to-
you don't have to worry about the wilting and stuff like that. You can stick it right in the refrigerator because you could put it right in the refrigerator
Yeah, or cover it with
or
a
cover
cloth.
it. But like in the summertime, you
Summertime,
could
yeah.
stick this right in the refrigerator. Especially if you did it like an hour
That's
before or so, just take it out maybe 15 minutes before you're gonna serve it, because the oil sometimes will get a little hard, and then you can just toss it and
Toss
it's
it
all
when you're
ready, and
ready.
you don't have to be sitting there at the last minute.
So we're going to leave it like that, and we'll toss it just when we're ready.
Fantastic.
And that's very simple.
Really
Does it look good?
fantastic, yeah. Wonderful.
So always remember the measurements are very crucial.
Ooh,
Yes.
do you have wine?
Yes, I have wine.
Oh,
Oh,
should we
yeah.
drink to that?
We'll
We
drink
can
to
drink to
that.
that.
We
Here's
can drink to
Okay.
anything. Oh, cool.
salute.
Well, thank you, and
Thanks.
we'll be right back with dessert. Hi, we're back again here, and what we're going to be doing now, we're just going to add some flour
That's correct.
to the cassoulet as a thickener.
A
So
thickener.
here,
So there's an easy way to do that.
we're going to take some of the juice.
Oh, you just pour the can right
Oh.
in there.
You see, I told you I was taking
See?
a cooking reservation. Pay attention.
So it's about half a can of the can of tomato that we put in. And we'll get about, that's a third of a cup of flour in there. A whisk. Now we're going to create a little emulsion. Probably need a little more juice.
Oh, see, now I can use this.
Here we go.
This looks so good already.
It's nice, and the little paste is coming out there. Now we're just gonna pour it in there. It'll be fine.
Oh, it did. It just made like this little
It's a
pasty
little paste.
thing.
Yeah, it's just a paste. See? And I was just gonna blend right
But you
in.
have to really mix it like that. I mean,
Right
you can't
away.
right away, because otherwise it'll just be all lumpy and
Yeah,
everything.
it will. It does just blend right in, and now you can't even see it anymore.
And before, when it was on the stove, he cut up a piece of ham.
Yeah,
and-
just in
and-
cubes.
And just a regular cured
Yeah,
cured
cured
piece
ham,
of ham.
that's it.
And how big was it? Like,
Well, it was actually it was sliced ham. Actually,
Okay.
I just bought a
And then we-
package of little sliced ham
and we put that in there. So Then we're going to put this back on the stove. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Okay, I'm doing it.
There we go.
And then, okay.
And we're done with that.
Okay,
That's
on
nice.
to dessert.
All right.
And put right in. So, interesting that in this case, the French, of course, we know that they eat a lot of really good stuff and desserts and stuff, but they're really thin. I guess it probably was.
They do. They are.
Well, they walk.
They walk a lot.
You know what I mean.
They walk a lot,
They-
and that's really the truth. Is they eat very well, but they walk a lot, and we don't.
And we don't.
We don't.
'cause
We have
you
to
live
drive
here.
to the store. They have to walk to the store.
Okay,
And that's the
so they
big
walk to
difference.
the store, they get the pastry, and they have to walk back. So by the time they walk back, they've already burned
They
off
burn
the pastry.
everything, so they need to eat again.
See, but we don't do that. We drive the car, we get the pastry, come home, sit in front of the TV.
That's
They
right.
don't do that.
They don't do that. That's
Difference.
the big difference.
Okay, so basically, if we lived in France, we'd both be really thin.
Oh, yes.
We'd be little sticks.
Oh, totally.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there you go. Answer to the question. Okay, so today though, because we're trying to be healthy, and because this is technically a traditional,
It's traditional.
this is traditional. Okay, so they have their cassoulet we've made, then their salad after for
After.
digestion, and then really the French and cheese and wine. It's a marriage made in heaven.
Oh, yes.
I mean, that's really kind of and fruit, and that's kind of,
that's
but
life.
really it's really the bread, the wine, and the cheese. I mean, the
Oh,
fruit is
yeah.
like the second thing coming down, but
gotta have
I
the
mean,
cheese
you
and
got to
bread.
have the cheese and wine and that bread because that was the one thing I know in France. Boy, they're all walking around with the bread sticking out of
Yep.
there. I mean, that's like they bake bread like they must bake bread every 15 minutes there.
Actually,
I mean,
yeah, pretty
I
close
mean,
to that.
it's always bread coming out. You know, it's
Yes.
all this long, and it's wonderful.
Yeah,
you
you
know.
buy fresh bread for every meal, pretty much.
But they walk to get
They
it.
walk to get it.
Okay, so they can have it.
That's true.
Okay, so that we had to get, and they use this butter. That's like this European butter, which is so totally different. So, and I've talked about this before, is that there are different kinds of butter.
Oh, yeah.
And we're so used to using the salted regular butter, but really try and you can actually get some at Trader Joe's. But they have different kinds of European butters, and the butter that they use in France, it doesn't have a lot of salt in it.
Oh, no.
It's very sweet and
When I grew up, actually, the butter was white. It was completely white.
Yeah, 'cause
and we got it in big pile. It was not in a square or rectangle. It was a big pile.
but butter should be white. I
Yeah,
mean, technically
it's
it's white.
Yeah.
But we put color in it.
Yeah.
Because we,
It's
it's
technically
kind of the
white.
way
It's-
we do a lot of things. We sort of make things colors so that our minds associate it. But technically, so the European butters that you get are actually much lighter color.
Much lighter in color,
You know.
stronger in flavor.
Yeah, and really good, and really good to cook with because they make things taste. They really do make the difference. I can attest to that.
Yep,
You know,
that's
as my role's can attest to that. But anyway, so let's see, what do we have here? Okay, first of all, what kind of wine? We
Okay.
have some wine.
We have some wine here. Okay, I've got 2 bottles of wine
That's all we
here.
have left because we've been drinking it.
I have a Cabernet Sauvignon here. This Cabernet Sauvignon is from Biarcon. It's from Sonoma Valley. I also have a Zin that's from Dry Creek Valley, it's also Sonoma. Those are excellent wine. Generally for cheeses, the French will drink Bordeaux. Bordeaux are always a blend of the favorite 5 grapes, which is Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Malbec, and Petit Verdot. And so they go perfect with cheese. That is just no other wine.
So when you go to the wine store, what do you ask for?
You ask for Bordeaux, normally you normally ask for a Médoc or Pauillac. Come to
I'm
my
going to
store, I'll
write all
tell you.
this down. Actually, I really am. I'm going to put this on. When I put the recipes down, you're going to give me the names for the. Would you do that for
Yes.
the wines? you know, for people to ask for, because I mean, really, honestly,
Yeah,
I would just kind of go, what? And because I'm not really, because when I come to you at when you're at work and I say, I say, what's really good, you know, I'm doing this or I'm doing that, you know, because I'm not a real big wine drinker, but, you know, my husband enjoys it. And if I'm having company or something, I like to have something that, you know, because I've sort of begun to sort of drink the wine with the food, and it really does make a difference. And you don't have to spend a lot of money.
No. Oh, no.
You really,
No, no,
you
no.
really don't. And I mean, when you take the difference between cooking something like this at home, and you compare it with what you would spend at a restaurant, even if you went and bought, even when you go and you buy your own wine, and that's really true. You can buy. For what they charge you in restaurants, you can go and buy 2 or 3 bottles of wine at home and try different wines and find what you like. Because really, truly, you should what? Cook with the wine that you like.
Oh, yes.
And never cook with, and we've discussed this, never cooked with cooking wine because they actually put salt in the cooking wine in France. That's how it got started, because the chefs were...
Drinking the wine.
You said that because that was during...
Well, the chefs, I mean, really back then were only basically working for the kings and queens or the nobles of the time.
And they were drinking all their wine.
They were drinking all their wine, so they created the cooking wine.
By putting salt in it.
To make sure the cellar was still full.
Yeah, because, you know, I mean, the French, they cook with a lot of wine. And so please, don't buy cooking wine. It's not worth it. It's not good enough. And really, you're putting all that effort into cooking something, and then you're going to just ruin it with cooking wine. So, you know, go to wherever you buy your wine or something, and really talk to somebody, or come over and talk to Renee, and ask him. You know, say, I only have this, and I don't want to spend a lot of money, but what would you suggest? And he's very good about, you know, suggesting, you know, good stuff. So,
but if you can't find a Bordeaux, always go back to a nice California Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon in California is fabulous, and they go.
So that's kind of like
it. So you can't find the Bordeaux, go with the California Cabs. They're just great. They're just fabulous. Zin, why is Zin? In California, that's the California grape. It's a beautiful wine. I love it. That also goes very well with cheese. It goes well, probably a little better with the harder cheese.
Okay, and this one in here, see?
That cute little one. That's a nice farm cheddar. Comes in a nice waxed, a nice little cloth. So it is definitely, you got to break it in, because it's a beautiful cheese inside. And,
it's not orange.
No, it's a white cheddar.
Ooh.
It's a white cheddar.
Ooh.
So it's beautiful, and it's actually creamier than it looks. And just break the.
So why did they put? That's just because
That's just conservation.
It holds better like that.
So you have a nice little piece of cheddar there, and basically, like the Zinfandel will go fabulous with that kind of cheese.
I'm just gonna test it.
And as usual, I mean, to enjoy even better the qualities of those cheese, having fruit with it really enhanced the whole experience. So the wine, the cheese, and the fruit, that combines itself together, and believe me, that's dessert. Back home, we sit around the table after we had the salad and eat the cheese, probably longer than any part of the meal. We're there for sometimes for hours.
Well,
because we talk, and and then this is really where the family bounds together, and we talk about things, and it keeps on going. So this is where really the true dessert never happens, because we eat a lot of that stuff.
It's really good. I tried this one. I tried it. It was really good. Tasted really good with this, and then I ate a blueberry.
Okay, and this one is the mimolette. Mimolette is a very traditional hard cheese, very, very well known over there. It's a very unusual flavor, has a beautiful color.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually François Mitterrand, president of several decades back. That was his favorite cheese.
Oh, that was his
Yeah.
favorite cheese.
And then here we have the Délices de Bourgogne, which is a triple cream. Very similar to the Saint-André, but I find it even more, the creamy part of it is just so fabulous. It just melts in your mouth. And this with a nice cab, it's divine.
So then we're going to serve that, and then what you do is, oops, hello. Then we,
A nice baguette.
ooh,
Yeah. Yeah, that's our.
oh, I probably should be doing it. Okay, I'll just put this over here. Ooh,
So, obviously,
Well-
bread, you gotta have bread with cheese. You know, that's the way it works. I put several fruit here. The blueberries will go nicely with the mimolette and the kiwi as well. Dates. A little nice and sweet, but it goes
yeah.
really good with cheese. A nice cheddar will go nice, even a soft cheese. Obviously, for soft cheese, pear. You know, a lot of people put apples or grapes, but we forget the pear. Goes beautiful with any kind of soft cheese like brie, camembert. Oh, pear and camembert, that's divine. So that's really the best part of the meal. That's why you have to have the salad before to clean up the system, because you're really going for a treat.
well,
Santé.
we're going to put everything, okay, what do you say?
Santé.
Sauté?
To your health.
Saute?
Santé.
Saute.
That's right.
Oh, okay. So, anyway, I have cheese on my brains now, because now I'm like looking
So
at
it
this
works.
going, oh, I want to eat some more of that. So we're going to get everything out. We're going to toss the salad and bring out the cassoulet, and then we're going to, I mean, we do have, Renee was so sweet to cook one yesterday, and he brought a cassoulet already cooked, because it takes about, 3 or 4 hours?
Yeah, 4 hours generally
to cook, and I wanted you to see what it looked like when it was already cooked, and he was very gracious to make one for us yesterday and bring it also. So we're going to put everything out, and then we're going to bring up Renee's wife and bring back my mom, and then we'll have a little discussion about eating, and then we get to eat and take a taste, and so we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Ooh, we have all the food ready to eat. And we have Paula. Hi, Paula.
Hi.
And this is Renee's beautiful wife. And she's joined us.
Lucky me.
Yeah, well, you get to eat this all the time.
I do.
Yeah, is he a good cook at home?
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
Hence the weight.
No, yeah, right. But anyway, yeah. But it's nice. Do you do any cooking?
Occasionally. But he's the guy that loves to cook, and he's the guy that comes home, and if he's had a bad day, if I come home after him, I can tell he's had a bad day. The whole countertop is full of food. So it's the way he relaxes.
Well, you know, I totally understand it, because actually that was the way I relaxed. And you can ask my husband, because my relaxation is going grocery shopping. And I really mean that. I love to grocery shop. You know, he'll ask me when we go to the grocery store, is this an every aisle shop? Or are you just going in to grab one thing? And I do. I mean, when it's just, I don't know, it's like puts you in a different world. You know, you just think about just get your mind going about, creating things, and, just if you just go down the aisles and you look at the different things that are out there, it is really relaxing. Plus, you learn a lot. And a lot of people don't take time to do that. I mean, I realize people are in a rush and everything, but it's really true. There's a lot of different things out there now that never were available. When my mom cooked, I mean, when we were kids, nowadays you can get pretty much a lot of different ethnic types of foods in most in most grocery stores where that was not true when my mom started cooking. Yeah, they always had, the spaghetti and that kind of thing, but not, not the different Asian type of things or, or Indian or just different combinations of food products. Yeah, even the lettuce are so much different. I mean, you used to either get iceberg, which actually I like, but you either had iceberg or you had iceberg. I mean, you didn't have a lot of different types, and now you can get everything. Practically, so it's really neat. So now we have the salad to toss.
The salad to
Renee's
toss.
gonna
So we're going to toss
So look at
this.
that.
So it's,
Look at how easy that is.
and you push it back. You just grab it from one hand, turn it over, and push it back like this. Sometimes you have to turn like this.
So get yourself, I mean, if you don't have to be a wooden bowl, but a large enough bowl that you have enough room
Yes.
to do
Very
this in.
important.
So it's probably a bowl that's twice as big as the salad that you're creating.
Because as you turn it, it's going to reduce itself a little bit because it's getting.
Yeah, because it gets wilted
getting
down.
old.
But when you start, probably about twice as big, and that gives you enough room,
Exactly.
to move it around.
And just fluff it up, and there it is.
Ta-da! So then over here is
That's
the
the
beautiful cassoulet. Look at that. So this is the cassoulet that you cooked yesterday.
Yesterday.
And so it cooked for 3 or 4 hours.
4 hours.
And then it sat. So when it
Right,
sits,
yeah.
it sits and it continues to cook. Actually,
Continues to
technically,
cook.
because it's still hot.
Exactly.
And then you put it in the refrigerator.
Yes.
And then we heated it in the oven. Now remember, this is not the one that we put together, that you saw us put together, because it wouldn't look like this. Because I looked at it, it doesn't look like this. So yeah, you do have to cook it, long enough.
Yes,
like a stew.
Like a stew. I mean, at home, this kind of dish we normally gets prepared in the morning for the evening dinner.
Oh.
So that way it has time to sit through the day, and then it looks like this.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't have to be overnight. If it's overnight, it's even better. But even if you start preparing in the morning, get it all set, let it simmer, and then let it rest.
Yeah.
And then it's beautiful.
Because you can see the beans have broken down.
Oh yes, they are.
And then we have our beautiful cheese and stuff. So here, you guys, let's taste it. Paula, I know you've had this before, but
I
you'll
have.
just have to suffer. I'm sorry.
All
okay?
right. Well, all for my guy.
But I never have. So I'll just put a little, because we're gonna actually. And then how about some salad on there for my mom? Just a few little leavies on there
Here we go. Oops.
to make it look pretty.
There we go.
That's terrific.
Ooh, there you go.
Thanks, honey. Thank you.
I would
Thank
sing,
you.
but I don't know
It's
any French
wonderful.
songs. So. And then you have your wine, but you can't have you can't eat your salad yet.
I'm not eating.
That's right. You're not supposed to eat this. See, Americans, you know how we are.
Go
Yeah.
for the salad first.
We just stuff everything on our plates. Is that enough?
That's good.
I'm sorry. I guess we should have eaten this and then eaten the salad. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
I don't know. It
That's-
just
that's
looks
like the way
pretty.
you look at
It
it.
just
Yeah,
looks
it's very
pretty,
pretty.
There you go.
Thank you, my dear.
And then go ahead, Mom.
No, I'll wait. We all can taste it together. See? Looks
Want
beautiful.
more?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I know I taste.
He tasted it already.
Oh yeah. I want to make sure it was good
And
before
I'm
I brought it in.
I know this is really mean because everybody's going out there. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, you need a fork.
Please. There we go.
Okay, I have to taste this.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. It's delicious.
Oh, that's really good.
Really delicious.
Good job.
You're hired.
All right.
Oh, this is good. Definitely something that you guys need to try. because I have to tell you, the cameramen are kind of going, yeah, we're gonna try it. But it's really good, Renee. It really is. Thank you so much. I mean,
pleasure.
really, it's delicious.
It's a pleasure to share.
It really is. It's delicious. And thank you for letting us, have your husband for the day and
Absolutely.
coming over here and preparing all this. I mean, I know it's a lot. I do know it's a lot of work. Believe me, I know. And Renee, thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Really,
you're
I
welcome.
really appreciate
Welcome.
It's
And-
wonderful. It's just
Really.
wonderful.
And thank Trader Joe's for sponsoring. I appreciate them tremendously for all the times that they've come through for me. I really do appreciate them. And I always thank my crew and my husband for being so gracious to me and so helpful. And I thank my mom for being here, And now we get to trace some of the cheese. Oh, we're gonna have to say, do you have your wine?
I do have
We have our, we always have to have wine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is a good excuse to have wine, And for the kids, you buy them grape juice.
That's right.
There we go.
You buy them grape juice, and teach them how to drink wine respectfully.
Exactly.
And then they will learn,
We'll learn. That's
you know.
Right.
So,
go.
how do you say?
Something.
Saute. And thank you guys. Remember, you can get the recipes on my website at www.cookingforallseasons.com. And, send me an email. You can connect to my email from there. It's cookingforallseasons@yahoo.com. And, send me a letter. Ooh, now we're gonna
Now we're going to
Taste-
dive into cheese.
Yeah.
taste the cheese. But this was wonderful. Oh, wait a minute. Let me taste this. Because, I had to wait a minute and then eat the salad because you're not supposed the salad comes after. So I was trying to be very polite and do it the French way. Oh, it's so good.
Isn't that good?
Oh, that's so good. And you know something? It doesn't even need any salt. It doesn't. Oh, that's so good. I know you guys are going to enjoy this. I'm going to put it out there for you, so I hope you connect with me. I'll be talking to you, okay? This is Cooking for All Seasons with Judy Keys. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
It's great.
These are going to have subtitles later. If he starts speaking French, we're having subtitles, okay?
Oh, that'd be good. You gotta pronounce certain things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he will, and I'll just go. So, we'll be right back. Did you notice I how to malfunction? It's like
Malfunction.
it was like all of a sudden my mouth was just like bloop, bloop.
No, this should be good. Just quickly, is Judy in the dark because Lorraine's in front of this?
Yeah, I think
No, but it's good.
I'm never in the dark.
Well, leave her in the dark.
It
I
takes-
thought they were going to use them, that's why I never say anything.
I know.
Okay.
Are we ready? Rolling.
you ready?
Rolling.
Okay.
Ready?
Whatever you say, boss.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
You want this? Ooh, let's take this off of this
Yeah.
so we can eat it. This is so good.
Are we done, up you? So you can walk around?
No, you cannot. Look at. He does that thing when it's just about time to eat. He's like this. What? He does it all the time. He goes. It's like telling me to hurry up.